Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
I want to thank you all for coming. Today is Tuesday, June the 4th. This is our regular meeting. And for the record, the time is 7 p.m. We have a number of items to take care of tonight. We've had one item added into the item number 4, but we'll get to that when we get there. The first item, of course, is, do we have anybody to speak tonight?
No, sir.
Okay, no one is asked to speak. So the first item is approval of minutes. We have two sets of minutes for Wednesday, May 1 and Tuesday, May 7. Does the chair hear a motion that minutes be approved as they're written, or are there revisions?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded that the minutes be approved as they're written. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. The minutes are approved. We had no request for public comments. We have 4 items for consideration instead of 3. We'll add a 4th one when we get down to item D, which has got to do with a budget amendment. The first is a presentation of a Community Day event by Mary Richardson. Mary, there you are. I couldn't see you hide behind a post. Would you come up to the podium, please, and state your name and address for the record?
Hello, my name is Mary Richardson. My address is 230 Regency Drive. So today I came here to discuss Nashville Neighborhood Day. I grew up in the Brooklyn community over near W.L. Green in the Richardson Court area. Of course, now I do live in Regency. However, last year we put on an event for the neighborhood and surrounding, well, the Brooklyn community hosted it. And we invited surrounding neighborhoods in, and it actually turned out to be way bigger than we expected. We were able to feed 250 people, I believe. We had bounce houses, music. The fire department came out, the police department, our mayor came out. So we're doing that again this year. This year we also have bounce houses. We have added a mini basketball camp and a mini football camp. There'll be plenty of giveaways, such as such as a book bag giveaway, as we did last year. We've also added a softball game that will benefit Nashville Neighborhood Day of 2020. And that softball game will be between the Rocky Mountain Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity versus St. Elmo Lodge, and Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Alumni Chapter versus Phi Beta Sigma Alumni Chapter. So that has also been added. So I just wanted to talk about our community day and invite you all out. It's on June 22nd at Glover Park from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. with a rain date of June 29th.
From 6 till when?
12 p.m. to 6 p.m.
12 till 6. Okay, thank you. Okay, any questions, council? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll help you all we can. Okay, item B is a presentation of the Glover Park playground proposal by Marguerite Bishop, our recreation director. Marguerite, you want to take it away? Okay, technology first.
Thank y'all.
Would you state your name and address for the record, please?
Marguerite Bishop. You want my address too? 114 East Church Street, Nashville, North Carolina.
We're required to ask that.
Okay, all right, yes. All right. So I wanted to share with y'all the proposal for the Glover Park playground.
Can you get someone to get the lights for you so we can see it, please?
Y'all like to move around some, can you see it from over there?
It's okay. I think it's the same that we have in here.
Okay. Y'all got it in the package. Okay, good.
So with the approval of the 2019-2020 budget of last meeting, we can now share with y'all the proposal for the Glover Park playground that is slated to be replaced this year, that was approved in that budget. The town has been selected as a recipient of the Game Time NCRPA, which is North Carolina Recreation and Park Association statewide program matching funds award. This playground project will include the demolition of the old playground, new surfacing, installation of the new playground, and it will total about $96,061.69 without sales tax, which is just below the amount allocated for the playground in the 2019-2020 budget. The PRCR Advisory Board has reviewed the proposed playground and recommends that it be installed at Glover Park. There you can take and you can see the rendering of the playground itself. The rendering itself doesn't have, so up in the upper left-hand corner is the merry-go-all, and it is going to go down near where the wave seat is, which is in the bottom left-hand corner. And then in our swing bays, we will be introducing the expression swing, which is a two-seater, so that two children can swing together, or mom and child can swing together. And they're very popular. Several years ago when I traveled to Kentucky, it was my favorite swing, and I was hoping that we would get one sometime soon. Yes. Part of this is based on the Play On initiative by Game Time, and this playground hits all 6 of the physical motions that need to be done to encourage the most amount of play and interaction with the unit, including sliding, swinging, brachiating, spinning, climbing, things like that. Okay? Any question? Hold on, let me show you the aerial. That's the overview that you take and you see. It'll use the same footprint as the old playground, and will be coming back with the same type of surfacing, but instead of using wood chips off the chipper truck, which we have, we'll be actually using engineered wood fiber as our play surface that will need to be refreshed yearly. But it'll take and give a to-code surface for the actual playground. Any questions?
Is there any more matching money going in other than what we have appropriated in the budget?
No, I mean, so
the budget amount is all we'll need to spend
the
for
budget,
no further
so your
appropriations?
project, the total cost is $96,061.69, not including sales tax, because we don't pay that.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
So you're actually coming in under budget.
Okay. Yeah, we like that.
Yes.
Any questions for Marguerite?
I have one.
Okay.
How excited are you really?
Oh, I am very excited. Very excited about this playground. Yes, and so the order date, as soon as we open up the new fiscal year, we've worked with finance. Hopefully we will order it as soon as the fiscal year opens. Has to be ordered by July 15th. Has to be delivered by the end of August, and it has to be installed by October, but as soon as it's delivered, I'm going to work really hard to get it installed, so hopefully by the time that the Hornets start playing football and our soccer season opens up, we'll have a brand new play structure to play on.
Marguerite,
Yes.
control yourself now, okay?
Okay. We're also going to have play-on nights once it gets installed, where we're going to take and invite families out, and we're going to show families how they can play together as a family, introduce new games out on that families can play together on the playground, so encourage adults to play with their littles instead of just sitting off to the side on their phones, but full family engagement.
Well, if you're going to do that, you need to get a few recliners.
Yes, yes.
Marguerite, does the company do the full installation?
They are, this is turnkey, so they are demoing it and the old one, and they're coming in and installing. So that price includes everything. So, yes. Thank y'all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is the resolution 2019-09, a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Nashville, North Carolina, declaring the surplus weapon sidearm carried by Nashville Police Sergeant Stephen Glover as surplus and awarding it to him upon retirement. Does the chair hear a motion we approve the resolution to award
So made.
Okay, so he's met all the requirements and everything. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Okay. Next item, we have got a full resolution which we just adopted, which I will read in just a moment out front. If Steve, you'll join me and whoever brought with you, and we'll get the press and everybody up here and take pictures and make a big thing out of this thing. If I can get out and not get killed.
I'll ask him the same question. How excited are you really?
Just me and you.
Just you and I. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate all the input.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
And the town has a resolution issued, which I need to officially read, which you just approved. It says a resolution, it's resolution 2019-09, a resolution of the town council of the town of Nashville, North Carolina, declaring the service sidearm carried by Nashville Police Sergeant Stephen B. Glover as surplus and awarding it to him upon retirement. Whereas Sergeant Stephen B. Glover retired from an active career in law enforcement with the town of Nashville Police Department on June 1, 2019. And whereas Sergeant Glover's service and dedication to the Nashville Police Department and competence in the field of law enforcement are hereby recognized and commended. And whereas North Carolina General Statute 20-187.2 provides that the governing body of a municipal law enforcement agency may, in its discretion, award to a retiring member of the service of the sidearm of such retired member at a price determined by the governing body upon securing a permit as required by North Carolina General Statute 14-402. And you have that stuff. You have that permit. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Town Council of the Town of Nashville, North Carolina, that the Glock 40 caliber handgun, model 23, serial number BCLA 017, carried by Stephen B. Glover, be declared surplus and awarded to him in exchange for consideration the sum of $1 received from him and upon his securing a permit as required by North Carolina General Statute 14-402. Did we receive the money?
Yes.
Okay. And be it further resolved that the Town Council of the Town of Nashville hereby extends their best wishes for many years of good health and happiness to Stephen Glover during his retirement and future endeavors. Adopted this 4th day of June 2019 with appropriate signatures and attestations. Congratulations. I want to hold this as little as possible. I don't care if these are these things. Look, here it is, Glock 40 caliber, with no bullets. Thanks, Steve. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Okay, item D, which was penciled in, has to do with a budget amendment. You know, we approved the budget just recently, and we found we had overlooked something in there for several pages. We left something out, not intentionally, but we worked off some copies that we thought were the last copies, but were not. Linda, would you care to bring us up to speed on that?
Yes, Mayor, member of the council, and once you adopted the budget, we were putting everything together, and we realized that we advertised the budget, the full budget with support material. That's what was presented at the hearing. That's what was advertised for public scrutiny. The problem was an older, slightly different version of the budget ordinance was used in the agenda and was read by the mayor. So we felt the best thing to do would be to ask you to approve the corrected version of the that from the original presentation, and that is in your packages, pages 10, 11, and 12, and I would recommend that you authorize us to use that budget amendment. Slightly different than the other one.
Yep. And essentially it dealt with changing the dates for fees and some entries into the enterprise fund, which was actually we've had a $400,000 overcast on it, which has now been reduced. Okay, the chair here motion to approve the budget amendment.
So made.
It's been moved and
Second.
seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Accordingly, it is done. Okay. Now, Mr. Manager, your report.
I have one budget amendment to report, and that is in the police capital to purchase some radio equipment. They were $500 short, and move some money from supplies to capital outlay to purchase that equipment.
Okay. And what was that total amount?
The total, well, $500 is the amendment, is
Okay.
the amount moved.
Okay, that's all done on your prerogative, so that's all approved. Okay, so now we're down to our last item, which everyone's been anticipating, is the reception of our brand-new town manager. And we're going to get him sworn in nice and legal. But before we get to that point, Leonard, I want to thank you for everything you've done for us. And you're not going to go away immediately. You're going to help Randy in a couple of days to bridge him along. But this
He's a
guy,
fast learner.
oh, I've already noticed that.
He's a fast learner.
Yeah, but if you get a chance to say something nice to Leonard, do so, because he's really put his shoulder to the wheel.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna take my leave.
Of
'cause
course.
He'll come up
Of
here.
course, of course.
I was asked by our fire chief, Chris Joyner, to just announce publicly that they, for the next 8 weeks, will be doing a smoke detector drive in different neighborhoods. Last week on Saturday, they did 22. So pay attention, and it's an excellent program, and let them check your smoke detectors and make you safer. I've enjoyed my time. I've been for the last few days telling everybody I'm gonna miss this place, and that's a private joke from my original retirement. But I think you've made an excellent choice in your manager, and I'll be watching it, I had said before, from the sidelines.
Well, we thank you for everything you've done.
You're welcome. Turn that around. I guess I go ahead and do it. He's technically here. He's on payroll.
Randy, if you'll join me right up here. Lou Ann, you want to hold the Bible for Randy? We do a full job here. Just stand right over here. If you'll hold that. And if you will lay your left hand upon the Bible and raise your right hand, I will look you accordingly. All the cameras ready? Okay. You're going to read this and finish up on the key now. Repeat after me. You swear or affirm.
I do swear or affirm.
Which one did you want? Okay, you'll say I and pronounce your name.
I, Randy Lansing,
Do solemnly and sincerely swear
do solemnly and sincerely swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States,
and laws of the United States,
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina
to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers
and to the constitutional powers
and authorities
and authorities
which are
which are
or may be established
or may be established
for the government thereof,
for the government thereof,
and that I will endeavor
and that I will endeavor
to support,
to support,
maintain, and defend
maintain, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of said state,
of said state,
not inconsistent
not inconsistent
with the Constitution of the United States,
with the Constitution of the United States,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as town manager
as town manager
of the town of Nashville,
of the town of Nashville,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Welcome to the Army. We're very happy to have you with us, and we're looking forward to a long tenure. I guess you read about Randy in the paper. He's from Iowa. Garner, Iowa, a nice little town out there in the middle of a big mud hole. Lynette and I were out there last week. We were out there as some other purpose, and we stopped through and visited with Randy and his mayor and some of his officials in town, some business people. And they were very sad to see him leave, but he was smiling all the time because he's looking forward to warm weather.
This is true.
Okay, Randy, if you'll come with me, I'll escort you to your chair.
You bet.
Okay? Now, you're official on the payroll. Okay. Okay, there's your chair. Here's your name in case you get confused. And you're now with us. Okay, we have 2 items left here, council comments and to adjourn. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize Jamie Baines, who's here tonight, who after a long tenure has gone off to seek his fame and fortune somewhere else in the world. Jamie, thanks for all you've done for us. We certainly appreciate it. And we're going to keep you in deep reserve wherever you may be, because you got the whole town in your head. Wish we could just keep your head and send you where you want to go, but unfortunately we can't do this. Okay, comments. Kate, let's start on your side tonight.
So I just wanted to give a special thank you to Jamie Baines and to Sergeant Glover for all of your dedicated years of service here. We really appreciate everything you've done, and you'll both be greatly missed. I wanted to thank Miss Bishop, Marguerite Bishop. She's done a wonderful job with this playground. It looks fantastic. We're all really excited about it. I wanted to welcome Randy. We're very excited to have you finally on board, and we know that you'll do great things here. And just a final farewell and thank you to Mr. Barefoot. We will miss you. You've done a wonderful job for us, and we thank you for everything.
Was that?
Jamie, I wish you and Steve would stand up, please, because we all want to stand up and applaud you.
Right.
And Randy, welcome.
Thank you.
Jamie, are you still taking calls, perhaps? say that very slowly.
Mayor,
Okay.
Mayor, I might just add, he is going to meet with us tomorrow. Agreed to do that, because we're going to pick that brain a little bit for Randy. Before we
Okay, good. That's a good thing. That's a good bridge activity. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Breathe.
We had a train derailment in Nashville yesterday, and Chris is aware of it. It's fairly serious, wouldn't you say, Chris? Those rail lines are pretty pathetic.
It was 2 cars. One jumped the track, and the other one actually went down, and it rolled. When the catch pin broke, it rolled over. It's hauling cracked corn that was going to one of the mills, so it's no danger there. We were actually notified because the sparks set grass and stuff on fire around the tracks, but we talked with them this afternoon. During the process, they've already got 1 car up and moved. The other car, they're going to pull the grain off of it tomorrow, and then Thursday they'll take another crane in there and they'll set it up and do it like they're supposed to. So everything's in the manner it should be. So.
Okay.
That's the Coastal Carolina line out of Wilson. It's a short line between Rocky Mount, Nashville, and Spring Hope. And they do carry grain. They carry fertilizer, LP,
Right.
and steel sometimes.
Yes.
So depending on what they're carrying, a derailment is very serious.
Yes, it is.
And there was also a fire yesterday, wasn't there? Brush fire?
The brush fire come from the sparks from where it was off track, and that's when it actually the car rolled over, the one with all the feed in it. So, but we talked with them today. Myself and Chief Corbett talked with the representative, and he told us that they are aware of the spots that they've got. And probably what happened was it just hit a bad spot in the rail. When it did, the rail broke, and that's just what started the derailment. So I also asked him, the last time we had a derailment on that track was in 2002, and that was due to when it was so cold And he said tracks are like everything. And when it's cold, it makes an effect on them. When it's hot, it makes an effect on them. So it's a lot of different things that can play into what happens with them. So,
But that's something we really need to pay attention to because it could have been serious,
right,
you know, depending on what they were carrying.
right.
And it's not always just grain.
We have contact numbers for them for everything now. After this afternoon, I
Well,
do.
today when I was trying to get in touch with them, I thought they were still owned by Gulf in Ohio, and apparently they have recently been sold to Carolina Coastal out of Wilson.
Right.
So, but trying to find who to hitch up with and talk with about it was not easy.
Right. Well, now they have my cell number and I have their numbers. So we have numbers.
Thank you for being on top of it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Stover?
Yes. I'd like to, as Ms. Hinton said, I'd like to thank Stephen Love, the time he spent with the town of Nashville, and Jamie Baines, who seems like he's been here longer than he really has. But as the mayor said, Jamie's got it all in his head, and we need to get it out because he knows more about what's going on in this town than anybody else, especially when it comes to public works. And Leonard has done a great job. Second time around for us as the interim town manager. I like him a lot, but I hope we don't have it. I hope we don't have to have him third time. But if we do, I'd like to have him back. And Randy, welcome you and Luann both to town of Nashville. We interviewed several people, lots of numbers, looked at lots of numbers, and Randy shook out on top, I can tell you that. So we're lucky to have him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Stover?
Well, I guess I'm gonna echo just about everything everybody else has said. Stephen, enjoy your retirement. I heard somebody said it's supposed to be a big, special occasion, a big thing. It is a big thing. You do as many years in law enforcement you have when you live to it to be able to retire, health-wise, family still intact. It is a big thing. So congratulations to the time that you served in law enforcement as well as the time you served with us in Nashville. Jamie Baines, I've made a statement about Jamie several times about his knowledge that he's got in his head. I didn't think anybody knew as much about the water lines and the layout of a Nashville more than Mr. J.B. Manning, for those of you that remember him. But Jamie came mighty close, mighty close. So if we pick your brain hard enough tomorrow, the company that's getting you won't have anybody. So we'll just let your carcass just go to them. But Jamie, thank you so much for what you've done for this town and for the knowledge that you're going to leave here with us. These are two individuals that served us well, and both of them will thoroughly be missed. Mr. Barefoot, thank you very much for you stepping back in a second time and helping us. As a matter of fact, you helped us get the one before you to step in, and we appreciate that. But in my opinion, I think you've done a great job for us here in Nashville. Thank you, and whatever your next venture will be, probably at the beach or whatever.
Walking on the porch.
Walking on the porch. I hope you enjoy it.
I gotta tell you this, some of the employees took me out to breakfast the other morning, and they gave me an inbox, and they had my name engraved on it, about this big. One of them said, you know, we got this for you in case you come back for the third time. I said, well, I'm gonna be cremated, and it's just about the right size to put my ashes in, because that's what you're gonna have to do, is to bring me back again.
Again, thank you very much. Randy, welcome to Nashville, officially this time.
Thank you.
I'm glad you got moved in. I spoke with him earlier coming in. He says, I asked him, was it getting his unpacking done? He says, yes, I'm getting it done, but my wife is gonna move it all. And that's normally the way it works. You put it where you think it would be, but she's gonna move it just as sure as anything. But Luann, welcome as well. And we hope you enjoy your stay here, and we're not putting a period at the end of your stay because you're going to be here for quite a while. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Everything having been said and done, I agree with everything. So now it's time to adjourn, and the chair will entertain a motion to do so.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Accordingly, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for coming.